What is going on, YouTube? And Cap24 coming back with a new formation scheme for this week. We've decided to stay in the Arizona Cardinals playbook for this week's formation as we've got a really good amount of feedback when it came to the gun bunch halfback strong formation. A lot of people seem to love that formation and wanted to see more in Arizona, so we wanted to give you a nice complement of a formation so that you can run a couple different things in there. Now, we've done the Patriots playbook in the past. They had gun split close, but we didn't touch it there. I know the Falcons have it. The 49ers have it, and who else has it? I believe the Jets have it as well. There may be one I'm missing, but there are playbooks that have gun split close, so you can definitely use this in some of the other ones that you're using. But we wanted to use Arizona's because it's got a little bit more uniqueness to it, and teach it out of that. So we're going to have some plays that are a little bit more exclusive to it. It's got two nice running plays with power O and fullback inside. They basically go to different sides of the field, so it's a really nice one to use. In this video today, I'm going to do the PAF slide as a nice cover 2 beater, one of my favorite ones to use in this book. It really gives a nice demand on your opponent to really have to kind of change some things. We're going to kind of look at it as a 2 crossing pattern technique. Now, a lot of people have used gun split close in the past. It's not something that people aren't familiar with, but we're hoping that we can give you a little bit of a twist to it, run it the way we like to run it, give our setups that we like. Some may be ones that you've seen in the past, and some are definitely going to be ones that you haven't, in order to give you a really nice, powerful scheme. So let's go ahead and take a look at PAF slide and show you how we like to run this play. So for this play design, guys, we want to make sure that we're on the short part of the field. So this is stock. As you can see, all the routes go to the left. This is the side that we want to go to. However, I'm going to show it to you on the right-hand side, and I'm going to flip it because that is my favorite way of running it. I'm going to tell you why. Okay, the reason why we want it flipped on the right-hand side as the primary way we're going to run this is because we want the B receiver not to have a nickel cornerback over his head. And typically speaking, if somebody's running either auto flip or normal, the player is going to be on the left-hand side because that's the strength when you flip it. If the player is just flipping it, and that's the way he runs his defense, and the nickel cornerback's on the right, it's going to be the most seldom time that you see that. So you're going to have better opportunity to have this play work the best if that nickel corner is not over the B, and I'll show you why as we go through this video. So I'm just going to go ahead and run it this way, and assuming that the player in the nickel corner is on the left-hand side, we want this B to have a free release on its curl, because we want that curl to be able to settle and get the attention of the cloud flat, and all by our design. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take this RB, put him on a streak, and move him to the right, okay? You're going to see that this RB is going to have two different type of routes. Sometimes he's going to have this outside release route, and sometimes he's going to have a straight streak without the release. They both work in order to get the X open. However, if you have him on the straight streak without this outside release, you're going to see that you have a much better option of getting the A as a secondary throw in case you want to get a little bit more yards. I do like to block my running back because I feel like I want to have the ability to throw it really quickly if I wanted to, but also I like the extra protection. So watch what happens here. We're going to know that because the right side of the field is isolated, when we put this B on a curl, nobody is on the right side of the field. That cloud flat will jump the B as the first player in his zone. So watch what happens. That B stops. That cloud flat will cover him. We'll hit this X, and we're going to get some really nice yards, right? So that is the easy throw, right? Now, if we were to go ahead, flip this, put the... And let's go ahead and look at this RB, put him on a streak, move him over. And you're going to see here that, see how he's on a straight streak this time. Sometimes they do the outside release, sometimes they do that. Not sure why, but it is something that you'll get both options, right? I'm going to put the same thing here. When I see that guy's on the streak, I'm going to definitely look to hit the A when I have the opportunity to, okay? So let me just make sure that I'm in a base line here. Okay, we're good. And what you're going to see here is that the X is going to come across just the same, but the A is going to be a little bit better of an option for us down the field. Typically speaking, if I'm going against somebody that is playing deep, I'm going to take that underneath pattern every single time to the X, and I'm going to call it a day, right? It's going to be kind of one of those deals, right? But if I'm going to look at them and saying, you know what, they're going to take the X underneath. I like to know that I have the ability to throw over the top, which I do to this A receiver. So again, what we're going to do here is just make sure that I'm in base align, make sure that I'm showing you that you got a deep blue just to make sure that that's the way most people play. X is underneath. We can throw it to him all day, or we can wait for this X. This time I'm going to low pole pass it to the outside and get your spot over there. It's a kind of a hard spot for a user to cover because of how much ground they have to do it. If you look at the play, you're going to see that the first player underneath is this player. You can throw it to him all day long if they're not playing underneath. You can throw it to him basically on its break to now. Wait a little bit, again, now, right? You have two different opportunities to throw it to this player. I often take this right here and throw it to him when I can, because you can see that's a 5-yard gain right away. If you see that you got your pass protection, I do like to wait as it goes across the field, because now I've got this player open. I would take that all day long. But if somebody was to jump this, now you got to look at, they'd have to stay in the middle of the field to cover this. When he makes his break to the inside, we've got this throw, right? We decided not to throw it because we wanted to show you how far you can kind of throw it to the outside. So if you see it, you've basically got him open from the middle of the field all the way to the corner, and you really got to pick your time to throw it depending on what your user's doing. So that's why I like this play a lot, is because of the way that it gives you a nice amount of windows to throw the ball, and really gives you the opportunity to kind of really just torch your cover twos, right? That's just kind of what this is. This is a cover two beater. Say you got somebody that's really sending the house at you, something like this, where they're sending everybody and anybody, something where I'll do it to where, something a little bit more like that, right? So they're coming at you. What you can do here, and I'll just put this guy on a middle third just so you can see, kind of what you would see. You can block this tight end. You don't need him. All you can do is just, now you've got two sides. I would just basically slide to the left to make sure that you've got some protection. Just wait for that X to come underneath, and you're going to be able to throw it to him pretty easily, right? So that tight end isn't needed for that play. He's just needed for the ability to throw it to the deeper player if you want some more yards. So be smart about what you see. If your player is, if you're really having a hard time with blocking what they're sending you on a cover two blitz, go to that side, go to that route combination, because what you're going to end up doing is giving yourself a little bit more time and still having that high-low, putting the demand on that middle linebacker to either make a choice: do I stay in the middle or do I follow the X across the field? And you're going to have the either option when they do so. I want to say thank you for everybody that has watched this video all the way to the end. We do appreciate your support. If you got something useful out of this video, go ahead and hit that like button. It does really help us grow our channel. If you're new to our channel and haven't seen one of the videos that are on your screen right now, go ahead and check it out for some great Madden content. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button.